Well, Black Friday is just 5 days away, and that means the holiday shopping season is about to shift into full gear. But 2021, it's going to be challenging for businesses, specifically local companies here in San Diego, who are already dealing with severe supply chain issues. For more, we turn to Keith Erwood, an expert on business crisis management. Keith, thanks so much for being here. I really just want to jump right in, though, and talk a little bit about the ships right now that are stuck at sea and all the things that we're hearing about. How does it impact our companies right here in San Diego?
Well, first, thank you for having me on, Matt. Want to jump right in and talk about not just the ships, but the actual cost of the containers. So this time last year, they were running about $2,000 per container. Currently, we're seeing costs about $25,000 to $30,000 per container, and that is having a real impact on the costs, and it's impacting the retailers. In fact, one of the local boutiques here that I'm seeing and hearing from, they're no longer actually having handbags anymore from Taiwan or Italy coming in. They've discontinued that completely. In addition, wine and from Spain, France, and Italy is having an impact on local restaurants. In fact, just a personal note, I was at a local restaurant in the last month. They couldn't get the kids' lids anymore, and our local McDonald's was out of everything with the exception of ice cream and French fries.
Wow. Yeah, I know right now, I mean, even if you just go to the supermarket, you're looking for butter, it's not there. You're going to have to go to 2 or 3 different locations to try and track it down. So, I mean, this is something that's really affecting, it seems like industry-wide, pretty much any retailer, no matter what you're selling. But obviously, consumers right now, they are spending more and more. They are ready to buy up all the products. Why is that a problem? Because obviously, normally we like to see people spending money.
Yes, normally we do. And the real interesting thing is the cost of those containers being so high. On top of that, we're also seeing storage costs increase, the shipping to get them from the ports to the stores with the fuel price increases. So everything's costing more. And that's already on top of the current inflation we already have. So prices are going through the roof and skyrocketing. However, this also presents it's not just a crisis, but it also presents an opportunity for our local businesses in that instead of sourcing things from overseas, we have a real opportunity here to source things locally. For instance, there's a huge amount of local leather goods in San Diego area where people can get handbags locally. That reduces the amount of time it takes to get to the retail location, reduces the cost to get to the retail location, and it also supports the local economy.
So
in addition to that, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to, I mean, as you were talking about that, I was just thinking that this could sort of, in a way, be a recalibration of the supply chain as a whole, right? Because then maybe we're prioritizing the things that are made here in the United States instead of going for the products that are made overseas.
Right, absolutely. We have a real opportunity here, especially locally in San Diego and the state of California. For instance, I was mentioning those wines earlier. We have a boon of different wineries and wine shops that we can get locally that some of the restaurants, they can't get their favorite wine. So we're going to look to see local businesses adjust both how they source some of their supplies and in their communications with some of their customers. For instance, maybe they have a customer that likes to get their bottle of Merlot or Chianti from Italy, but we have plenty of wines here. They could source and say, hey, you know what, have you tried this Syrah instead? And focusing on that, and it will actually be a real big boost to our local economy as this shift takes place where people source secondary and tertiary specialist boutiques that can source items locally, and it will get there much more rapidly.
Keith, this is a fascinating topic, and it's certainly just such an interesting time to watch how the economy is flowing and how the supply chain is sort of recalibrating itself. We really appreciate you coming on and giving us some insight on this. Thanks so much for giving us some of your Sunday night.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Appreciate it.